Hey, it's your boy Marty P here. Uh, Thursday, the 5th of July. And I haven't really been active on the scene of the. Haven't uploaded anything of value lately. I've been started. I've been going through some things, having to wrap my head around a few things, and had a few obstacles in the way. And these are all, I wouldn't say cleared, but I can't. I've come to a realization I can't let the obstacles consume me. I also came to the realization that you can't force an issue, even though I mean, your issues are active in your mind until it's resolved. However, there are other contributing factors or other parties, so to speak, included in the trials and tribulations you're facing. But you see, it's your trial and tribulation, so nobody else, other people's not going to be focused on your trial and tribulation. So something that could have been done or dealt with in 5 minutes is prolonged over a long period of time. Something that is just give me 5 minutes of your time, and we discuss this, get this out the way so that it can remain by the 15th of June. However, by due to the reluctance of other people, and it boils down to the fact that we've grown to become a race or a people of we've our morals and values have changed. We've become a selfish breed of people, and our selfishness is the cause of our downfall as human beings. Be it through our economic downfall, be it our spiritual downfall, be it our moral downfall, it's all contributed to the same thing. We've grown so selfish that and I have to say we because I mean I can't, even though I try to lead by example, and I try to spread the love and try to lead by example, by administering the following that I want to bring through to you. It gets hard sometimes. And sometimes I'm just human. I make mistakes, and I will fail to adhere to my value system, which I wish to get reciprocated, but I don't. And sometimes that frustration because the lesson doesn't get across, or you don't get the message across, because some people feel that it's a sign of weakness. The biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard. Because the biggest sign of weakness is to pretend and then eventually not feel shit and go through life that way. Not feel shit for your fellow human being, not give a shit about your actions and how your actions impacts the next person, especially when it impacts the next person negatively. We just can't give a shit, you know. I'm not going to say I'm perfect, that I don't do something that affects the next person negatively. I try not to do it on purpose, but there's two things that we've lost as people where our morals and our values are concerned. And that would be the two main values that we need to always be focused on, and that always should be present in our everyday interaction in any kind of relationship you see with anyone, whether it be with your neighbor, whether it be with your employer, whether it be with your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, children. There are two fundamental models or two values that we need, that always needs to be present. And everything else grows from these two values. And that is, first of all, your principles, and the second one is respect. And I don't know if I've uploaded it before, but I always hit home with this, because without your principles, or without any principles, and to each his own, to each family their own, to each neighborhood, to each wherever you from, dictates what your principles may be. Not really dictates, but it does play a big major role in the contributing factors of the principles and models and value system that you have. but also you have control within your own house or in your own home on the extra or moral and values that you want to instill in your children or in your or what that you want to be focused on. And those are the principles that we call principles that the code that you live by or your neighborhood lives by or whatever. Because you normally base your principles of the law, the literal law of the land. So in order not to get in shit, go to jail, or get in trouble with the law, these are the things I'm going to follow. And you're going to instill that, okay, so when you go out here, you're going to conduct yourself this way and that way and whatever. But there's subtle things like table manners and just overall manners, for instance, and the number one manner that we respect is concerned is that we say we don't respect one another's situations or one another's lives or whatever the case may be, especially if we have had an impact or an effect on the person's had an immediate effect on the person's an outcome of whatever situation. To give you an example, and you know what's worse is that you know instead of and here's the thing, there's nothing to make a mistake and to have no control over a situation, but communication is the third thing that is key. Communicate whatever the fuck is happening. I'm guilty of not communicating sometimes in some situations. Hell, so I'm not sitting here preaching and say, yeah, you know, I'm a communication guru. No, sometimes you're too embarrassed to communicate. Sometimes you just don't know how to let somebody down. You don't let them down, so you're just gonna say shit. You ain't gonna say nothing. But eventually, you're gonna have to say something, and you're gonna have to confront the situation as what that happened, or you can't move forward from something if you just leave or not say anything about something and expect it to go away. Because you see, the thing is, here's the thing: what happens is a lot of people do this, and you would just accept what the fuck it is, you know. But you just don't say shit about it. What you did, what you done, and regardless of the consequences it has for anyone else, and that person just needs to move on and get over it. You're not gonna come. You're not gonna speak about it. You're not gonna say something about it. Even if that person says something about it, you don't say shit back. You just ignore that person. Especially, and what makes it worse is the technology that we use nowadays. The method of communication, speaking to someone, chatting over an app and whatever. You know, we even and even within the workplace, and that is also a big thing that fucking irks me, that we use chat applications as a medium of communication in a business, in a workplace, which needs to fucking go, you know. Formally fucking type an email, because obviously I'm not going to go back to write me a letter, but formally type an email with a subject, and we are discussing the subject, and the subject is being discussed and is documented, and we can put this on the record if we need to within a workplace. This is the subject, you know. We discussing the subject. It's not a chat going fucking in all directions, especially group chats and shit like that. Because I mean, yeah. And to hold somebody accountable on a platform that wasn't created for that purpose, you know, for the purpose of a business to make use of as a medium to use, which I just feel that businesses they just don't want to pay for having to have all internal communications, or pay for licensing for internal communications. So they go the route of, let's use this free chat system, WhatsApp, whatever, to conduct our business through, and we obligate our employees to adhere to that. And that's why and WhatsApp even fucking condones it, because they had this whole poppy acting. If you want to be in a group, you have to send them this, and you indemnify whatever liability. What about a fish place, and they have this poppy act where they say, you can't share this because it's against the law. But we all know the law is not worth the fucking papers that fucking printed on. So, getting back to what's being said, the communication factor that we use the technology is what's killing us and what's killing these principles, morals, and values. And because now someone sends you a message, you're communicating, you see someone's message, you see it, you do see it, but you decide not to respond to it. There's two ticks, and you're online and you see it because it goes right to the top on your messages. You see it, you do see it. Maybe you could have muted it and you're not able to hear the tone. But if you're online and you was chatting, once you it will go to the top, you see my message, you see my call as well, but you do see it. But now I have to sit and this is where the frustration is. So now I sit back and I'm saying I'm saying this is what's happening to me, but I'm trying to paint a picture because I'm someone that I can put myself in the shoes of somebody else in this. But and it has happened to me before. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm saying because I can then relate to what the person says. Where you do see it and you choose not to respond to it. Whether you read the whole message in the preview or whatever, or even if you put your read receipts and shit off, you see it. You've read it, and you've decided you're not going to give me an answer. So now you have to sit there and wait for an answer, or not get an answer, and you get frustrated for the duration of time that you have to sit and wait there for the answer. And your frustration just builds up because why didn't you answer me in 5 minutes? You see, if it wasn't overnight and you were asleep, different story. Okay, I'm the type of guy, if I hear my phone, I wake up at night. I'm the guy that will answer my phone 3, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the type of guy I am. You can count on me at any time. Everyone is not the same though, but if I send you a message, even if it's 10 o'clock at night, I can think to myself, okay, you're online, but you maybe didn't read it out of your pocket. But tomorrow morning, first thing, you're online again. Obviously, you're giving an answer. So you just keep past that all the way. Besides not seeing the message in the notifications on top, there is going to be a notification thing that says you have a message somewhere there. You know? If you're just going to mark it as read, I'm going to see it. Tick. So now I see you've read it as well. So I now have to sit there with the frustration of thinking why it took you 4 hours or 24 hours to read my message and not answer me. So now I'm thinking maybe you forgot. I get frustrated, but I'm thinking human nature, you forgot. I send you a follow-up. Same thing happens. Now I'm just getting plain just because now it's just a fucking coincidence. Now you come back and the third time or fourth time you tell me a lie about your phone wasn't signed, you didn't, I just fuck it, and then I must just believe that shit. Okay, so I believe it. So here we are now. So it's so now again you don't have 5 minutes to for us to handle the situation. You don't have the time now. So now it's been 3-4 days. You don't have the time. When the shit hits the fan eventually, now you have a chance. But I've been on ice for 3-4 days. And you haven't said shit. Now the process has to start. Now you're going to tell me, yo, look, okay, I'm sorry. No, fuck it. You don't even say I'm sorry. You more just because why the fuck are you coming at me, nigga? Are you didn't? Why must you go on like a puss? Wow. Motherfucker, it's been 4 days. That's something that took 2 minutes. Yeah, you're going on. I remember, just give me 5 minutes. I will. My brother, 4 days ago, I could have been done with this guy. But now you're not going to accept your responsibility in the matter. You're not going to even apologize. Not that an apology is going to make anything right. And then you say something. It was, yeah, you weren't. You must always depend on a nigga. You must always do. And that's what people do. They put on you, make you look be the bad person. It's your fault because you can't just wait. as simple as you just said it was. Why didn't you do this 4 days ago? We could have been past this. But anyway, fine. Let me be the person to do it. You done it. Good. It's done. Now you want to be mad for the next 10 years. But now, getting back to the point here. The principle is if somebody speaks to you, you answer them. Even if you say, look, I don't have the chance, I don't have the time right now, or you know what, fuck it, I don't feel like talking about that now. I've had a rough day, fuck it, all that. You know? And also don't make a commitment and then not honor the commitment and then just ghost people. That's fucking the worst, the rudest fucking thing to do. But everything that used to be bad is now good. Like when I grew up, I'm talking to you. If your mom or somebody said, ik praat met jou, you get fucked up for not answering. Now it's a good thing. Now it's fucking part of society. Now you don't have to answer. I'm talking to you, motherfucker. I plead the fifth. My right to remain silent. This ain't, you're not fucking arrested, nigga. This ain't your Miranda rights. Open, say something. At least time to fuck off or something. That's the first thing. Second thing is, and that's the one example of something that was taboo back in my day. Now it's acceptable. Same with influencing. Someone was influencing you that your mama said, stay away from that motherfucker. He's a bad influence. Whether it's a bad or good influence, he's influencing you. He is manipulating you to make a decision in his favor. Right now, today, being an influencer is the shit. Back then, influence, stay away. Now, influence, millionaire. Because as soon as someone can influence you and manipulate you, you're no longer an individual. You're a follower. You have been tranced. You part of a cult. Whether you subscribe to it or not, and I'm not meaning you subscribe on YouTube, I'm saying whether you actively, consciously subscribe to it, but if you've been influenced or if your decision is based on someone who influenced your decision, you no longer are capable of making your own decision. You see, whether or not the decision you make is good or bad, that's what you learn. But you learn from it, I made a fucked up choice. But now somebody is influencing you to make a choice in favor of something where they're benefiting from, and you made that choice based on what they made you make. And then for the rest of your life, you're going from influence to influence and people be influencing you. But it's not your fault. I blame the parents because you see back in the day, and again, I'm going to come back to Generation X, I blame everything on them. Fuck it. Back in our day, when men went out and women stayed home, they were responsible for instilling the morals and values in children. Now, people get it twisted. Men were generally the ones to go out to go work and women look after the house. I know for a fact, I know of people that where the woman went out to go work and the man stayed home and in the house. Because once they had daughters, even when the wife was at home, the man used to work, he go and work and we got detention, whatever the fuck. Then he stayed at home for a period of 5 to 10 years. And then the woman went to work. She found a job, trying somewhere, and then the house ran itself, so to speak. So that shit where women talk about, we don't want to go back to the dark ages where we just have to clean house. Bitch, that's why they had so many babies, because once you have girl babies, you just sit there with your feet up anyway. So, and run the household. And running a household is like running a fucking business. Back in the day, the women, our grandparents, and before them, the women were business fucking moguls. They put children through varsity. They ran a tight financial game. Had your uncles and everybody. Niggas, you gotta bring right paper. She was the bank. She was the bank. That's where you made loans, student loans, everything. Until the day that your grandma died, that she was the bank manager, and everybody came to them. You made loans through her, to your grandma, whatever. If you need the money, brothers and sisters, I won't go to them. I would go to my grandma, or I go to my mom. That time, like my grandma, but say that would have been my fucking Tani. I would go to my Tani and say, Mom, I need some shit. I need some money. Hold up. I got you. Give me 5 minutes. That's something that's telephone. She would phone one of the brothers or sisters and say, look here, I need 20K. For what? Just, I need the money. What is it for? It's for Martin. Yeah, he's the one who fucked it up. Hey, I didn't ask your opinion. Give me the 20 grand. 5 minutes later, come fetch the money. Cash transactions, no bank transactions, cash transactions. And you get the money. And eventually you don't even have to pay it back. You committed to it, you don't pay it back. Your brother and sister must just, it's a write off. You know what I'm saying? For life. And that there was bonds and fellowship and brotherhoods built for life in family. Nowadays, family don't give a fuck. Now, you have a baby with someone, or if you're lucky to be married, 6 months paternity leave, go back to work. Child goes to daycare. Like me, when I grew up, I went to my grandparents at East Coast. That's the era when man and woman went to go work. But at least my grandparents was there for the beginning of my life to instill principles, morals, values based upon what our family crest or creed or whatever, or how they were brought up. My parents were brought up. Instill the same values in them. It means hiding all that shit. But you were brought up to not embarrass the family and the name, because the family name. Now, 6 months, from the age of 6 months, your children goes to fucking creche, to daycare. Every day, somebody else spends more time with your child in a year for that year that they have your child in their care than you will ever spend with your child in their lifetime between the ages of 0 and 18. You know why? Because when you can come home after from daycare, there's no fucking family quality time. That person, for fucking 18 years, that at least that child is with 18 different people teaching them 18 different mannerisms and shit. Hence why the child knows how to manipulate the fuck out of you. You don't want to see it. So whenever they enter, the only time they do is when they come, mommy, my teacher, this one or that one, then you first say, why are you talking? No, that's not macho. Macho will never do something like that. You don't even know your fucking child. There's no principle, model, or value that was set in stone for the first at least 5 to 6 to 7 to 10 years of that child's life, because every fucking year, a different person told him something different. Blow your nose like this. Blow your nose like this. Pee with your whole pants down. Pee with your pants up. Unzip your fly. No, open your whole pants. Let me see your ass. And then you get these fucking sickos in between, which you don't pay attention to. And because your child don't know you, they won't say it to you. So they go through all this trauma on their fucking own. And at the end of the day, they end up fucked up. And you don't want to believe it. And they end up dead in the process. Because of the principles and the communication that's not there. So there's no relationship that lost that child a lifetime for them to know the morals and values of principles, respect. Because their version of respect and today's version of respect is me telling you what you want to hear, manipulating you into getting what I want. And once I've used you to what I need or wanted, then I spit you the fuck out like it's nothing. Not getting the relationship that I found in you, or I've actually grown fond of you, or it's just, you just decide, now you'll use me. But here's the other part. When you do or say something to offend or hurt the next person, an apology is not going to fix or take away the pain that you caused or anything. The only thing an apology does is, an apology merely lets that person know that you acknowledge the fact that what you did or said was hurtful toward him, it made him feel a certain way, and you acknowledging the fact that it was wrong. Maybe they needed to hear it, maybe not. Maybe you said shit out of anger, or whatever, but it was wrong of you to do. Or it was wrong of you to use something so close or near or dear that they maybe shared with you in that way, and you're sorry, and it hurt, and it's embarrassing, and all that. So you acknowledging that you did wrong, and you acknowledging that you caused them pain. And forgiveness is like, once you say sorry, it doesn't mean that, I just have to get over it. No. Don't get that shit twisted, motherfucker. It's going to take time for that person to heal, if they ever heal from that betrayal again, ever. But you need to stop thinking that if you apologize to someone, or it's a sign of weakness. Not being able to fucking take responsibility, and not being able to take ownership of the shit you did, and trying to push it over to somebody else, or trying to make that person feel like they deserve that shit that you did, is fucking absolute. And here's the thing, that person might accept it, but here's the thing, that person also knows you're an idiot. And whoever you go tell, yo, this man, hold on, like a push. And you tell them the whole story. I must tell this and this and this and this. What out of your face? People will laugh with you. But they will know you will push and they will people will, and you know what is the worst part? I don't get is the following shit. Why would people prefer Lami with a push over somebody else? And just because I was not want this man to still check. Let the push know he's a push so that he can better himself. You are so fucking wrong for dangling someone with you and having them believe that they're right just because you don't want to make them feel cut because who the fuck are they? They're not the fucking, like, these people, everybody will be like, nah, he's a work company, but he's push, I don't even know. Yet you're spending your time with that push, you fucking investing your time, you're not letting that push know he's a push. And he dies a push. And you, that is encouraging him that he's right and but he's being a push. And you know, and everybody else knows he's being a push. Because he comes and he makes fun of you or whatever. He's laughing at everyone else's pain and always talking about everyone else's pain and making cut of it and contributing to it. You tolerate it and let him go on being that pussy, and he dies a pussy at the end of the day. And then people say, "Now we must understand him." And no, we don't have to understand shit. We don't, really, we don't, because at the end of the day, they could have become a better person. They could have learned. If somebody has a way of doing things, it's because that's how they were brought up. And when they come into the world is different. But if you're going to accept that person's shit going through, and they're going to be a bad boss, manager, colleague, friend, whatever. And I always ask, this is the question I ask. I always say to my friends, and whatever, with all respect, I say to them, like in your employment, if this is your boss or whatever, if they weren't my boss, they weren't paying my paycheck, would they still be my friend? Would I still affiliate with this person? Had this not been the circumstance, had I met him outside, him being this person that he is, would I? Now people say, "Nah, I didn't have to tell him kak." You don't have to tell your boss kak, but why not lead him in the right way? Or like whoever, a relationship that you're obligated to see through. Why not lead him in the right way so that he can be a better boss? Because now he's just being an asshole of a boss and shit just falls apart in his company or in his business or whatever eventually. Because eventually that will be his downfall. And then he's going to be like, I didn't actually really know I'm such a lie. Because you just let it go. Because he's always open enough to tell you, yeah, you and I. Say, lay. It's like, I did you lazy? Yeah, fuck you, you're fired, whatever. Not knowing how it devastates the next person and what long-term effects it has on that person. So why don't we know the cause other than the effect? Because the same effect is going to happen all the fucking time. He's going to stay an asshole and he's going to hurt people recurringly. Same with the murderer. We don't hang him the first. If he have a murder kill, bring back death penalty. If he killed somebody, hang him. That's two people dead. The person he killed him. Now you say send him to jail every 2 years. Okay, no. He good behavior, come out, kill another one. Yeah. 10 people died already over the last 15 years at his end. If you hung the motherfucker after the first death, the first murder, okay, let's give him grace. Maybe second murder. There's 3 people dead. As opposed to 15. And how many others dying under your hand? Righteous kill, man. Save fucking 14 more lives. That means let's just be harmony, just be happy, let's be fucking all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I just thought, yeah. It's your boy P. Tomorrow's the 6th of July, obviously, for obvious reasons, because today's the 5th. It's almost weekend, it's my off weekend coming up. I'm not going to let the trials and tribulations get me down. As you can see, I'm in a happy space. I actually was singing and shit and recorded that video, but YouTube is going to fucking copyright strike me and you're not going to hear it anyway. So, but yeah, you can see, I got my rag on, I got my all that type of shit on, and I'm feeling good. This is just clean coke. I couldn't get lit because of circumstances, but hey, maybe it wasn't meant to be, you know. I want you to be good. I want you to be out there. I want you to stay blessed. And yeah, I also just wanted to add that during this trial and tribulation time, God has always been there for me. God has been there with me this time as well. And I want a big shout out to my colleagues. I don't know if you're going to see this well, but thank you for being there, guys. Thank you for everything that you've done. God, thank you to God for putting it in their hearts, and thank you to God for always looking after me on a daily basis, knowing what my fears are in my heart, knowing what it is that I'm going through, and you know, always ready to mend my, or to soothe my pain, and to mend, and to what's the name, comfort me in my time of, and actually looking after me physically in terms of what my needs are. It's not about what you want; it's about what you need. And God always knows what you need, and He will give you what you need, not what you want, and you will get it in His time. Amen. Otherwise, be great, be good, and P loves you, man. P out.